Time for another coffee with Kilroy. I have my coffee, and I hope you are enjoying whatever beverage you are partaking of along with me. And I hope you're joining me for something. I hope you're taking a break, having a sip, and seeing what I am going to talk about today. And what I'm going to talk about today is continuing my coverage of postcard games. Have I ran out? Am I done? Haven't I covered enough? No, I still have more because they keep making more. Today, let me get a sip here. Ooh, boy. That went down the wrong pipe. Oh. Might have to have you call 911 for me here. Anyway, Fateful Days, the Marne Campaign of 1914. This is a postcard game that was published by or came along with Turning Point Simulation Games. The parent publisher is LPS Inc., and they, of course, publish Against the Odds magazine. This is dealing with World War I, hence the campaign of 1914 and the Marne. I think we're familiar with the Marne. And it's a postcard game, meaning that it's the size of a postcard. The counters are along the side here, so if you want to cut them out, you can cut them out, and they have a front and back. Or if you get the die cut, and TPS will provide the die cut counters as well, or LPS Inc., I guess, is the one that provides them. But they're typical TPS or against the odds type counters. Thickness. They do sometimes have some nibs, but otherwise decent counters, right? I mean, the clear colors there, dual-sided, and it's nice having the counter so you don't have to mangle the cards. Although a lot of people, I think, when they get these, I think some people that actually play these probably make a copy of this, of the map so they can blow it up, and so they have a little more room to play on. Plus, you want to be able to read the rules, because the rules are on the back. So if you're playing on this side and you want to refer to a rule, you're going to drop all your counters off. So some people make copy of the rules, make copy of the front, blow it up, or make copies of both, or whatever you want to do, because, if you own this, it's yours. Do what you want. Rules of play are back here, and this is a Paul Rohrbal game. So what do you think we're going to need for this game? Well, we're going to need a six-sided die and a deck of 52 cards, standard deck of cards, and includes one joker. Some of his games use two, some use one, but you're going to need a standard deck of cards and a die. And a lot of these, not all his games are the same, but a lot of times they use those, especially the cards, for like activations. If he has an activation mechanism in his game, they'll usually use that for activations. One color for one side, or there might be a number that helps you with initiative, and you might use the cards in combat. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that he does the activations sometimes, or not a lot, but they usually use the cards in some respects. So you've got the setup here, you've got play, you've got movement, you've got combat, you've got fortresses, you've got Plan 17, the famous pre-war German Schlieffen Plan is built into the German setup of the army. The French pre-war Plan 17 was hard to change and imposes the following restrictions. So they talk about that. It's a little hard for me to read because, you could probably read it better because I'm holding it close, but when you're on a postcard, the text gets really small, and the older I get, that small text becomes even harder to read. Then you got winning the game here. Game lasts up to 7 turns. Card deck shuffles. German player wins if there is a German unit in and or adjacent to Paris at the end of the turn, and can trace a line of connected spaces free of Entente units back to any of his start squares, G1 through G5. Otherwise, the Entente player wins. Right. Okay. So there you have it. And the Entente is both France and Britain, because you've got Britain up here. You got the British Expeditionary Force or whatever right here. You also have Belgian. So you have Belgian and British, and then the rest of these are French. And then you have the Germans over here. And it's kind of a point-to-point map, right? I mean, these kind of act like hexes or grids of sort. I mean, you're going to be moving along here in these boxes to try to get to Paris, which is right here. See that right there. And there's some fortresses on here, and there's your turn tracks. You got 7 turns there, and that's an overview of the game. You've got city, fortresses, and impassable. This is Belgium, this is Germany, this is all France. And then, of course, Britain's going to be up here, right? Probably here, maybe. I'm not sure. One of those 2 hexes or squares. Anyway, there you have it. This is Fateful Days, the Marne campaign of 1914. So basically, it's the Schlieffen Plan. It's the Germans doing the Schlieffen Plan, and it's the French trying to execute Plan 17, the defense of their nation. So that's what I have for you today on Coffee with Kilroy. If you've played this, love to hear your thoughts on it. Or if you want to talk about the Battle of the Marne in general, or the beginning of World War I in general, or talk about any of the other Postcard games. I'll put a link to all the Postcard games that I've covered so far down below, so you can, so you won't miss out. Collect them all. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. And the best way I know that you stop by is leaving a comment. Let me know what you think. Again, about this or anything else that is on your mind. Just keep it civil and have a good day. Thanks for watching.